you were weak. They thought you would break. They thought you would beg, crawl, fold under the weight of their betrayal. They laughed when they walked away. They spat on your loyalty like it was nothing. You bled for them. You sacrificed. You gave them your time, your trust, your everything, and in return, they left you in the dirt like you never mattered. Maybe for a moment you believed it. Maybe for a second you felt that crushing weight on your chest, the humiliation, the rage, the hollow emptiness that follows betrayal. That sinking feeling in your gut, that whisper of doubt telling you that you weren't enough, that you were disposable, that you lost. Wake up. Betrayal isn't an accident. It isn't a misunderstanding. It's a statement. A message carved into your skin, burned into your soul. You weren't respected. They never feared losing you. They never thought you had the strength to rise, the will to fight, the fire to burn everything they stood on. That pain, that's not your weakness. That's your warning shot. That's your call to war. Because right now, you're at the edge. A single moment in time where you have to decide what happens next. You can stay broken, sitting in the ashes of what was, whining about fairness, begging for closure that will never come. Or you can become the storm. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more mourning the past like it will change a damn thing. You don't get even with words. You don't win by explaining yourself to those who never cared. You rise by making sure they never forget the day they underestimated you. They thought you were weak. They forgot who you are. You want the truth? No one is coming to save you. No one cares how much it hurt. No one is lying awake at night regretting what they did to you. While you sit here drowning in memories, they've already moved on. They are out there, living their lives, forgetting you existed, never once thinking about the loyalty they shattered. And yet here you are, wasting breath, wasting time, wasting energy on people who would never do the same for you. Understand this. No one owes you loyalty. No one is required to stand by you. You thought they would because you would have done it for them, but the world doesn't run on what's fair. The world doesn't reward kindness with kindness. The world bows to power. And right now, you have none. If you had power, they would have never walked away. If you had power, they would have never walked away. If you had power, they would have never believed you were something to be feared. Let that sink in. You have spent too much time asking why, instead of asking, what now? Betrayal doesn't break the strong. It reveals them. It's the moment where you either become the victim they assumed you were, or you become something they never saw coming. You have one decision to make. Do you let this define you, or do you use it to become untouchable? Because right now, you're at war with yourself. Your past is clawing at you, trying to drag you down, trying to convince you that you're powerless. But you are not powerless. You are standing at the edge of something greater than they could ever imagine. The only question left is this. Are you ready to burn everything that made you weak? Enough. You've spent too long in the past. Too long replaying the betrayal, feeding the pain, drowning in the same old story. But let's be honest. Deep down, you're not mad at them. You're mad at yourself. Because you let it happen. You let them in. You trusted too easily. You believed in the illusion that loyalty would be returned. And when the mask slipped, when they turned their back on you, you weren't ready. You were left broken, humiliated, exposed. That is your fault. And that's a good thing. Because if it's your fault, that means you have the power to fix it. You want justice? You want to make them regret it? Then stop crying over what they did and start punishing yourself for what you allowed. Stop feeding weakness. Stop making excuses. You let them walk away without consequences. Now it's time to fix that. And no, this isn't about revenge. This isn't about proving a point. Revenge is small. Revenge is emotional. This is bigger. This is about making sure no one ever gets the chance to do this to you again. Because right now, you're still soft. You're still waiting for closure. Still hoping they'll wake up one day and see what they lost. That's weakness. That's the same pathetic mindset that let them walk over you in the first place. This is where the shift happens. This is where you take everything you feel, every ounce of rage, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt. You have no other option. You either weaponize this pain or you let it rot you from the inside out. And if you let it rot, then congratulations, you just proved them right. So tell me, are you finally ready to kill the old you? Good, because the old you, the version that begged for loyalty, that expected fairness, that let betrayal shatter them, that version dies today. You don't need their apology. You don't need closure. You don't need a second chance to make them understand. You need to bury who you used to be, that weak, naive version of you. The one who thought people would value your sacrifice, the one who waited for respect to be handed to them. It's over. Burn it to the ground. Erase every trace of it from your mind. Because that person got you here. That person lost. And now it's time for someone else to take over. Not someone who trusts blindly, not someone who seeks validation, not someone who crumbles when people walk away, but someone untouchable, someone unstoppable. Because when you kill the old you, something terrifying is born in its place. A version of you that never again lets betrayal be a setback. A version that doesn't just survive the pain, but thrives in it. A version that absorbs every wound and turns it into armor. You think this is suffering? You think this is unfair? No, this is your transformation. And the ones who left, the ones who spat on your loyalty, they don't even realize what they just created. They wanted you to stay broken? Too bad. They wanted you to disappear? Too bad. They wanted you to be weak forever? Too damn bad. Because now, you are something else entirely. When they see you again, but they will fear you. They wanted to bury you. They didn't realize you were a seed. The betrayal, the pain, the humiliation. They thought it would destroy you. They thought it would leave you gasping for air, begging for relief. But what they don't understand is that some people don't break. Some people use the fire to become something unrecognizable. And now, every scar is a lesson. Every wound is a weapon. Every ounce of suffering is fuel. You've killed the old you, the one who needed them, the one who played fair, the one who thought loyalty meant something. And what remains is a force that answers to no one. You move different now. You think different now. No more second chances, no more blind trust, no more lowering yourself to fit inside their fragile little world. You walk alone because you refuse to be surrounded by cowards. You don't seek revenge. You don't need it. You are the revenge. Because the real punishment isn't getting even. It's making sure they can never reach you again. It's making sure that while they stay the same, trapped in their small, pathetic existence, you rise, you grow, you evolve into something they could never match. They will see you again, not as a memory, not as an afterthought, but as a reminder of what happens when you betray someone who refuses to stay weak. And when that day comes, when they finally realize who you've become, it will be too late. You are untouchable now, but understand this. This is only the beginning. Becoming untouchable isn't a moment. It's a lifetime. Because weakness, it never disappears on its own. It waits. It lingers in the shadows, whispering for you to slow down, to forgive, to go back to who you were. It begs you to soften, to let your guard down, to believe, just one more time, that people will change. Do not fall for it. The moment you relax, the moment you let comfort seduce you, is the moment you become prey again. The world does not respect the weak. The world does not listen to the broken. The world bows to power. And power is not given, it is taken. You take it by staying relentless, by staying sharp, by never allowing yourself to become what they assumed you were. You build yourself into something they can't comprehend, something they can't predict, something they can't break. There is no going back, no more second guessing, no more mourning the past. You have no past. You burned it. You erased it. All that exists now is the force you are becoming. And that force doesn't beg. It doesn't wait. It doesn't hope. It moves forward, unstoppable, unshaken, unforgiving. They made a mistake. They let you suffer. They let you rebuild. And now they will never recover from what they've unleashed. And now there is only one thing left to do. Rise. Not for them, not to prove anything, but because there is no other choice. Weakness is death. Hesitation is defeat. The old you is gone, and there is no resurrection. The only path now is forward, and forward means power. You will walk through this world with a fire in your chest and steel in your spine. No more fear. No more waiting. No more looking back, because the second you hesitate, the second you start reminiscing, the second you let nostalgia creep in, that's when weakness returns, when softness infects you, when you start slipping back into the version of yourself that let this happen in the first place. That can never happen. Because now, you are built differently. You are ruthless with your focus, merciless with your discipline. You understand now. People don't respect words. They respect power. They respect results. They respect those who don't flinch, don't break, and don't wait for permission. You don't need them. They need you. And when they finally realize it, when they look back and see what they lost, when they reach for the person they once controlled, they will find nothing. Because you are long gone, and all that remains is the unstoppable force they should have never betrayed.